Hi.
My feet in the snow.
Oh, damn. Hey, hi, welcome. It's Dreadful Bee and Honey, back again with Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
We are just continuing down the main storyline.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
That's exactly right.
That is exactly right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what games you'd like to see us play. We are very open to suggestions.
Yes. What a great intro.
Yeah,
Good job.
all of the above.
Ooh. Get out of here. Stop that. Alive.
If I could stop committing crime.
I don't know if the mic picked that up, but I hope it did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you would make an awesome cop if you could stop committing crimes.
No, I wouldn't make an awesome cop.
Not an American cop.
In other places, yeah, I'd probably be a pretty good
cop. Like a Danish cop? Would be a good Danish cop?
Yeah. Just high and,
So we gotta do a...
high and dealing with crimes. Cool.
What do you want to do?
Harlem Feast.
Harlem Feast? Ooh. Ooh. This is a heavy one. So you know how I texted you once in the middle of the night that all of the villains in this game were corporations and the government?
Yeah.
This is when I texted you that.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, here we go.
Yeah. Turns out, for the black guy video game, they were like, you know what you're gonna fight? Social injustice. And they were right. They were exactly correct. That's... What a good character choice.
Mm-hmm.
The door scrapes the floor a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've never understood that. Why would you not just make something that doesn't sit flush with the floor?
Weight of the door, especially for metal doors like that, the hinges won't hold all of the weight perfectly straight, so it leans down where the handle is.
I see. Why not just give it more hinges?
I don't know, man.
Because I would just give it more hinges to hold the weight.
A pipe burst. We cleaned it up, but the city won't let us reopen till the plumbing's fixed. I've had it repaired 3 times, but it keeps breaking down.
Can you send people to other fee shelters?
They're at capacity. Everyone here, they've got nowhere else to go.
Damn.
I'm trying to keep people warm and fed.
Yeah, it really strikes a chord.
Anything I can do to help?
Yeah, actually. Could you check on the people camped in the park? They don't always open up to management.
Happy to.
Then get back to your vacation. You work too hard.
Yeah.
He's not going back to that vacation.
Nope. I will say, kudos to Feast for having enough tents for everybody.
Right.
Because that shit is hard. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I used to be homeless. And you learn a lot when you're homeless about being homeless.
Mm-hmm.
People give more than enough food to the homeless. There were weeks where we literally didn't know what to do with the food. We were throwing food away. People give enough food to the homeless. What homeless people need is socks and shoes and tents. The things that no one ever donates.
And for winter, warm clothes.
And warm clothes especially, because even in the summer, when you're homeless, the summer is the winter. It is cold on benches. It's only warm indoors. So, yeah, like, definitely donate stuff other than food. Because food is getting donated by corporations, by hundreds of thousands of people every day. Like, there's enough food for people that can get to a homeless shelter. It's the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's never enough socks. There's never enough clean underwear. There's never enough pairs of shoes for everyone. There's never enough tents.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people really need. So there you have it. we can do without 4,000 Panera sandwiches, which was donated to us at one point. Literally like 1,000 Panera bread sandwiches.
It's just so many.
It's so many. The shelter I was at had maybe 50 people at it.
Can I have a drink?
Yeah. The shelter I was at had maybe 50 people at it on a good day.
Y'all are about to hear a dissatisfied groan from me. I did ask for that sip of Sprite. However, I keep having to remind myself that I just don't like fizzy drinks. I'm the kind of person who likes Coke. And like,
Where do I change?
I like fizzy drinks, but I will shake out the carbonation and then drink them flat.
You sure you want to put yourself out on that?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's what I change.
Look, today we're outing ourselves today.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else? If you have formal clothes that you're not using.
Yeah.
Because getting a job when you're homeless is super hard, especially because you can't get, like, formal clothes to go to interviews with.
Yeah, no. Anyone who says that homeless people should just get a job, do you not think that they try?
Right? You think like homeless teenagers are there because it's like, damn, being a homeless teenager is so fun. Like all the suffering, the cold, I love it. Being widely hated and disrespected by my peers feels great.
The not knowing if you'll ever sleep in a bed again?
That's wonderful. They just love that shit. Like, no, they're trying to get off the street for the most part. Okay, a few people aren't, but for the most part, people are trying to get off the street.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get a job when you're homeless. Because you gotta tell them you're homeless. You, like...
Yeah.
Where are you gonna tell them where you live? When they ask...
You can't give them an address.
Yeah, when they ask where you live, what you gonna say?
Yes. Alive. That guy's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, your neck is not supposed to bend like that. That is the back of a head, but the front of a body.
And to lighten the mood, death.
What is that? Oh my god, is that supposed to be a freaking... Hold on.
I think so.
It is! All of you walk towards it. Well, I guess you're not gonna. But it's cool, you're the last one.
Yeah. And I can just spine stomp you.
Sometimes a little spine stomping is necessary.
You're right.
Were you paying attention to anything that they were saying?
No.
Or do you need a summary?
I need a summary, sorry.
The shelter has been shut down because pipes keep bursting.
I did hear that bit.
But people were casing it right before that started happening. And a city inspector had just come by and certified that their pipes were okay. So we went to check out the outlet, and it was blocked up. Someone had filled it with garbage, and now there's gang people here.
Yeah.
So we're
Sorry,
checking it out.
Spidey. Sometimes that shit do be cold.
We're investigating what's going on here.
We were talking about winter break reading?
It's wild. I just finished this wedding scene.
Hang on. I'll be right back.
Oh, forgot to switch back to...
This is why we don't mess with shelters.
Really? What kind of criminals are you?
Yeah.
Robbing the homeless?
That's low.
That's low. You're robbing the homeless?
Maybe. You could always run.
Also, just a reminder, people's situations are rarely ever as simple as you can make them out to be. Like, it's never just going to be as simple as, this person is homeless. They should just not be homeless anymore.
Yeah, it's never, like, no. I don't know anyone who was homeless and had, like, reasonable options.
Mm-hmm.
Even the people that had the most reasonable options of all of us didn't have reasonable options.
Yeah. And, like, even when you get that, like, that first job that leads you into a possibility of not being homeless anymore, do you guys know how hard it is to stay not homeless in America?
Most people are homeless again within 3 months.
Like, the likelihood is you're going to end up with a minimum wage job, and most homeless populations are in big cities where it's so expensive to live.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to get yourself back on your feet, and people don't deserve to be judged for that.
Okay, I see what I'm supposed to do. There we go. Right in the middle. Yeah. And, like, even while I was homeless, I knew people who were making a couple $1,000s a month and still couldn't be not homeless. Because a variety of reasons. They just couldn't find people to hire them, to give them apartments because they're homeless.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have credit good enough to get an apartment. Like, there's so many issues that come up
Yeah.
with being homeless that prevent you from just
Not being homeless anymore.
because, hey, I can guarantee to you right now, almost everyone who's homeless would rather not be.
Yeah, you know, it's not exactly fun.
It's really, really hard and scars you emotionally and mentally for years to come. Y'all... Anyway, the point was, donate more practical goods, because that's what homeless people need.
Yeah.
I promise we've got food. Unless you see someone, like, begging on the street for money for food. Yeah, but, like, at shelters, if you're giving to a shelter, they've got food.
Mm-hmm.
People fucking donate, like, expensive food to shelters, too. Like, fucking truffle oil
Yeah.
to a shelter. It's like, yeah, the homeless need truffle oil. The homeless need freshly ground pepper.
Freshly cracked peppercorn.
Like, that's what the homeless need.
Certainly.
So,
Also, pro tip, to help your pipes not burst in the winter, if the temperatures are going to be below freezing outside, open your, like, where your sinks are. If there are cabinets under your sinks, open the cabinet doors, and leave your sink dripping. It doesn't have to be on warm water dripping, because that can run up your bill pretty high. Just, like, as long as it is dripping, it keeps water moving through the pipe so that it doesn't get stagnant and freeze and then shatter when you try and force warm water through it.
pro tip for anyone who's homeless watching this currently, if you're out in the cold, a lot of restaurants will let you sit there without ordering anything, particularly Wendy's. This is a Wendy. I'm going to go on record and say I support Wendy's, maybe not as a business, but because a Wendy's has never kicked me out. When I was a dirty homeless teen with a bunch of other dirty homeless teens obviously stealing their soda, they never told me to leave. So, there you go, Wendy's. That one's for you.
Beast North is reopened thanks to us. Dream team.
Always. I'm gonna chase down this lead about the boss communicating from the raft.
So, we found out that someone was paying them to harass this building. And whoever is doing it was communicating with them from the raft, which is kind of the Supermax prison of Spider-Man. Oh, look at that.
I know.
Oh, that's so good.
She has a little frog hat.
So, yeah. And Genki's gonna look into that, and later on, there'll be a follow-up to it. We'll find out who was doing that.
Cool.
I already know, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Oh, what's happening here? Wait, Caleb, why is Caleb's clean cuts closing? That wasn't on purpose.
Oh, that's the other guy. But I'm still here to help.
That's the other guy.
This block had inventory stolen over the last few years. Paper products, kits, sanitizers. We're all local. We can't swallow a loss like that.
Did you report it?
Sure. But no one's taking us seriously.
This thing and the thing happening with Feast are linked.
Huh.
Went down to the shipping center that supplies
The audacity to steal from the homeless and local businesses. That's just gross. I don't care what you do in your free time, as long as you're not stealing from mom and pop shops.
Or a Nazi.
Or a Nazi. I do care if you're a Nazi.
I'm
Yeah.
looking into some robberies on Harlem's main strip. Caleb's clean cuts and honest
But like, other than that, do as you please.
There's probably a few other things that we're not thinking of off the
Oh,
top
yeah.
of our head.
Pedophilia and like
kind of like pool.
sexual assault.
Yeah, us not saying a thing in this specific instance doesn't mean we support or endorse it.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now. Just because we didn't specifically say it, probably just didn't think of it. But trust me, if we had an exhaustive list,
Yeah.
although that would be like a 2-hour long video.
It really would.
I'll do that later.
I personally don't support raw veganism.
Fair enough. I just want an explanation.
Same. Like, I cannot form an opinion until and I have so much information, but I cannot form an opinion until I have more of
Yeah.
the information.
I-
because I'm still so confused.
Yes. What I need to know is what counts as raw.
Mm-hmm.
And if only those things count as raw, how do you get many of the essential nutrients that the human body needs to live?
Yeah, because you can't take a multivitamin because
'Cause that's not raw.
processed, right?
A
Or am I
multivitamin,
tripping?
a multivitamin is definitely processed. So if you can't take a multivitamin, how do you, get iron in your blood? You need iron in your blood.
Yeah.
How do you get protein? You need protein. That's what I want to know.
And I mean, you can't solve the protein issue by eating beans. You can't cook them.
Exactly. You can't eat beans. You can't any of the things that would give you protein, like any of the protein-giving vegetables.
Like any of the things that like make regular veganism sustainable,
yeah,
you
you
can't
can't
do.
eat that because that's all cooked. That's all processed. So like, how do you live?
I'm not judging. I'm just genuinely
I'm
curious.
genuinely like, I don't give a shit what people eat.
Yeah, no.
As long as you don't try to make me feel bad about what I eat, I
And
don't
as long
give a
as, like,
shit what you eat.
You're not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
It's chill, whatever. I just like I genuinely don't understand.
Yeah. So that's
Very confused.
that's really what I want is how do you solve those issues? How do you deal with that? Because like, I can do veganism. Veganism's fine for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a few ethical issues, and quinoa is destroying Asia,
Yeah.
and small Asian countries. But like, putting those aside,
But also there is ethical veganism, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
strictly dietary standpoint, veganism's fine. I just want to know, how do you live as a raw vegan? What do you eat that is raw? And what are the boundaries of raw? Because if medicine counts, then raw is out the window.
Yeah.
Because you can't have medicine. Medicine's not raw. It's all processed. It's all cooked. You can't have sugar. You can't have salt. You can't have any spices, really, because they're all processed.
Yeah.
You can't have anything that has to go into a microwave
Or a freezer.
or a freezer, because that's not raw anymore.
Yeah. Which means everything that you buy has to be
Consumed immediately.
Consumed immediately or within a couple of days because you can't preserve it in any sort of way.
Yes, because that makes it no longer raw.
Yeah. And by that same standard, does pickling count as processing? It's not a heat
Exactly.
process, it's not cooking, but
it's not
it is
raw.
preserving.
It's pickled. It's no longer raw.
Yeah.
So, like, and even on top of that, veganism requires you to eat a lot.
It does.
Like,
so, like, what are you eating a lot of?
It is incredibly difficult to sustain yourself on only vegetables. You have to eat, like, a massive amount of them to make up the necessary calories and the necessary nutrients.
Uh-huh.
How are you doing that with only raw things? That's what I want to know. Because, like, you can't have a milkshake. You can't have a shaken drink of any sort. You can't have tea.
No.
All you can drink is water. And not, you gotta, like, get lake water and drink it through a life straw.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that water's been cooked.
Yeah.
They don't sell water that hasn't been processed. Legally, they can't.
Mm-hmm. So are you just drinking, like, hella tap water?
You can't drink tap water, too, because tap
Yeah.
water is processed. Like, your only option is buying a life straw, and every time you want water, going down to the local lake.
In the case of the state of New York, your water's not vegan.
Yeah, tap water is not vegan in New York. So, what are you doing? How are you living? Or are you just lying to yourself? Because, hey, if you're just lying to yourself, that's also a valid response to this question.
It is.
Like, I'm not gonna give you any shit about if you just tell me straight up, yeah, like, I know most of it isn't technically raw, but it's fine. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. I just want to know. Like, I really just would like to know. Okay, so,
Genius. I'm headed to the docks to get the supplies back.
do you hear what he just said?
Mm-hmm.
Someone has been trying to buy the land that these stores are on.
Well, they can't have it. There's shit there.
Crates. More crates.
And Genki's trying to find out
Supplies.
who's doing that
If I listen in,
through, like, proper legal channels. He is
Yeah, because Genki's a good boy.
so whoever is paying these people is the same person who was paying the other guys to harass Feast.
not what I need.
Oh hey, the underground.
Yeah, the boss wants to shut down Feast? Not anymore. New Spider-Man got it reopened.
Nice.
Dumb kid. People who cross our guy tend to wind up dead.
These guys aren't
Any
Well-
guesses for who it is?
Shop somewhere else.
Well, I know it's not Eleanor.
No. Whoever it is in prison already.
Yeah. Is it...
Probably dump it. You can get stuff.
If you get it or don't get it, I'll give you a signal, but I won't say
Okay.
anything.
I can take these guys down.
Is it... Did Doc Ock go to prison? Or die?
You know, it's not clear. Come to think of it, it's not very clear what happens to Doc Ock. I'm gonna say he went to prison.
Okay. So I'll take that one as a no. I really don't know. I'm not, like, that in tune with the Spider-Man universe to, like, make an educated guess on that.
Okay, that's fine. Then you will find out along with the audience.
Yeah. I am just as clueless as you guys are, unless you've already played the game through, in which case, you know more than me.
Or if they're, like, fans of Spider-Man, they could probably make an educated guess.
Probably.
There's really very few people in Spider-Man that have the kind of pull for this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And would also want to do it.
Yeah. The fact that none of these people were looking at each other, y'all are not great guards.
Right.
Green container.
Remember this? Remember this tunnel?
I vaguely, yeah.
When Miles was hiding from Rhino.
Uh-huh.
And now the underground uses it. Ooh, look at that.
That's pretty.
Who is throwing up all this street art? I want to know who the artist is for the graffiti in Spider-Man games, because
I'll Google
they are
it.
doing the Lord's work.
They really are. This is beautiful graffiti. Sorry we went off on that tangent about fucking raw veganism.
We just have questions, and if
We
you're a
have
raw
so many
vegan,
questions.
if you're a raw vegan, there's what I'm looking for. If you're a raw vegan, please answer our questions and let us know how you've managed to stay alive.
Now to get that inventory out of the crate.
Because we genuinely don't understand.
Yeah, we're curious. We're very curious.
Give you rocket launchers? I'm not letting you guys run a bunch of nice people out
Woohoo.
of business.
How's it going with the Google search?
Sometimes it's hard to make myself type.
Fair enough. Words being what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta shut down a barbershop? We need those.
And here's where the black guy gets angry about barbershops.
I am so ready for you guys to be out of Harlem.
Okay, I know a lot of people think I'm black. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm African. There's a difference. But I don't get the thing about barbershops. Sorry. When my barber started being weird, I went to a different barber.
Hey Caleb, found your
It's
inventory.
because
Bring a few trucks down to the dock.
yes. Yes. Climbing.
It's because what?
I can't find it. But it's because, especially in more rural parts of America, good barbers are few and far between. So if you find one, you just gotta kind of stick with them.
I see. Is that why it's so expensive here?
Yeah. Well, no, that's just because capitalism.
Well, in my country, a lot of people know how to cut their own hair, and there's barbershops on every corner, basically.
Yeah.
Something nice for you.
I've had just some of the worst experiences with hairstylists and barbers. So I cut my own hair now.
And my hair.
And Allie's, because my hair has been turned green on accident too many times.
One time is too many for that.
Yeah, but it's actually been like 3 or 4.
Why? How? How do you accidentally turn someone's hair green in the first place?
You don't understand color theory.
But still, I still don't get it.
One time, a hairstylist.
You gotta hold that to the next episode.
Well,
Alright, come back in the
For
next
next
episode if
time.
you want that story.
truly, like, comment, subscribe. I have nothing against hairstylists.